East Podcast, WATP.
We introduced everyone to Ken Tamplin on the previous episode, and the way that we ended it was with the sing-off challenge.
It was a cliffhanger.
It was a cliffhanger, so I don't want to leave you guys hanging any longer. Let's find out what happened with the sing-off challenge.
Try to guess who I am, okay? You go. You guess. I'll start acting now. You actually saw the challenge. You might know I challenged Ken to a sing-off because I'm pretty sure one of his bullying tactics was, telling Phil from Wings of Pegasus, "Who are you to criticize?" Which is not criticizing. Not everything is personal, Ken, especially not the truth. But who are you to criticize? You should do a sing-off with Ken, see who's like the bigger man or something. Stupidest shit you've ever heard, right? So I'm like, fuck that, that's so stupid, but still I'll do it, I included Bobby Sis because he had been challenging Ken for weeks. But now we have proof that he actually saw it and doesn't want to do it because whatever, cope. So guess what, Ken, if you still wanna, now it's 4 songs with each, so that's a total of 8 songs. I know you cannot do that, but if you really wanna, just send us an email and we'll consider accepting the sing-off after you chickened out officially. Now, he also made a video response, and I have almost no comments. He is obviously lying straight to your face. Doesn't even talk about the live stream, which he deleted. So he's double lying to your face. The same man who for decades convinced you that he was the best, no one else could do it than him. If he can do it, it can be done. Is suddenly well, actually, backing tracks are commons and other bands use it. Also, I won't do the sing-off because, well, I don't know. Here's the reason I won't do it, because it's so low for me. Bro, if you're so the best, just do it. Destroy us and look like the king. So yeah, no commentary except that he does this funny as fuck note at the end, that is proof of anything.
What a great singer.
In fact, I'm pretty sure he did the exact same note on the live show when his microphone failed. Yeah! And he tried to prove to the audience that he was singing live. So he's been practicing that sort of same gaslighting since then, and he's now doing it publicly on YouTube. So that is actually hilarious. And I changed my mind. It's actually 5 songs each. So that's a total of 10 songs live. I'll see you then. No, I won't.
So that's Mark Ajax, who apparently he offered the challenge, not accepted, unfortunately. And Wings of Pegasus also got in on this. I got an update from that. He claims it's the last video he'll ever make about Ken Tamplin. And I thought this was interesting.
Your point. So I have received a lot of emails and messages and comments asking me to respond to Ken's video that he put out, denying the analysis or the claims that were being made about his performance. And I'm only doing this because he has now directly involved me on his channel in his comments section. So I'm just going to have a quick skip through. We're not going to go through all of it, but I'm just going to explain a few things.
And frankly, I think we killed it. Maybe we killed it so good that we actually had people coming to me and saying, "We think you lip-synced the show."
Now,
so he's turning this into, and this is very typical of a lol cow. He's going, "I'm so good, they're saying I'm lip-syncing." No, they're saying you're lip-syncing because they proved it. Because they actually went to the waveforms and figured out that you were lip-syncing. He's like, "No, it's just because they think I'm so fucking good. That's what's going on."
Didn't say that he lip-synced the whole show. My analysis shows that there were parts of his vocal that were live and then other parts that weren't live. And whether you call that lip-synced or mimed is up to you. And again, if you want more clarification on that, go to that video in the description below. So I'll just let it play on a little bit more.
And it's funny because we had a gob of KTVA advocates rushing to my rescue to go line by line to prove how different the live performance was from the studio recordings. In fact, one guy actually said that he identified over 100 places in a 70-minute set of how different the live performance was compared to studio performances.
Now, this is weird. So a guy claims there's over 100 places where his vocals sound different than the studio. And I'm a big fan of very good singers and bands. It would be all the time. The vocals
what I was thinking.
Would be different. It's 100 times over a 70-minute performance.
It'd be all the time.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
So You can see at the bottom as well that there are little bits that are written out as well, just, I guess, emphasising the key points. So Ken has said that somebody's gone through the whole performance and apparently has proof of over 100 differences or something like that.
Yeah, show the clip.
And, I mean, with my analysis, of course there will be differences because I'm pointing out that Ken is singing live, but there are parts that aren't live. That's what the analysis shows. But I did have a look through the comments section, and, I mean, as I come down here, some people have said, oh, well, have you got a link to the proof video? And then Ken says, links are in the description below. But the links to the videos are trolls, haters, the live performance, why does YouTube show you the same videos, clickbait, all this kind of stuff. So there's no video to somebody objectively pointing out proof of 100 differences, even though there would be, because there are live vocals in there. So even in the one song that I pointed out, if you're going through at hundredths of a second by hundredths of a second, you will find not hundreds of differences, probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And I'm literally...
Yes, right. That's the whole thing. If you're like winding up waveforms and trying to figure out where it's different, it's going to be different all over the fucking place. Sure. Where it lines up would be the anomalies in it.
Talking about, every hundredth of a second. But when the backing track then comes in with the lead vocal, it will match up. That's the point. But then, as I scroll down, I didn't realise that
this is funny.
The proof that Ken is referring to is somebody has literally just written, never stop, different, can't you see, oh, that I'm racing time, it's on with the goal. And they just go through the lyrics and they say different, in time, it'll all work out.
That's your proof.
So this is the proof, or at least this is what Ken is referring to as proof that, well, it can't have been the same because look, this person's written out the lyrics of the song, but he's written different in capital letters, so it must have been different.
How funny is that? That's what he's placing as the proof. Look at this guy went through and listed where the things were different. Then what I said, the first comment underneath there was cracking me up. It says, Ken is backtracking as fast as his backing track will go. Very funny. So there was a question brought up when we were looking at this guy last time, because he starts off his intro video with like, guys, I'm not even a singer, I'm a guitarist. He's just starts shredding on the guitar, and it looks kind of funky. Yeah. It's always making all the guitar faces and stuff. And I think it was Vinny who asked, is he even playing the guitar? And I go, well, that's not what people are worried about. He's not giving guitar lessons. But apparently, this guy, Phil, does give guitar lessons. And so he looked into this for us, which I was very happy to see. Is he also miming his guitar playing?
Oh my God.
I wonder.
So, if there's one thing that I definitely do know, it's playing the guitar, because I've taught guitar for almost 20 years. So, when somebody's not playing the guitar, I can show you exactly how they're not playing the guitar. The first video that you see when you go to Ken's channel is this, and I'm just going to let it play through.
Hold on. Stop looking for a singer. That singer is you. Some of you guys know me as an award-winning singer, but I actually started out as a guitar player. Check this out. As a guitarist.
Okay, so that solo that we heard, I mean, first of all, just not getting into the technique of it, making the faces and looking at the camera, when you're actually playing, and, you might be doing alternate picking, you might be playing a particular line, you don't look at the camera and go, and make a face as if it's really difficult, because you are really concentrating on what you're doing. So it just looks a little bit weird. But anyway, look, I'm not going to go through it. All I need to do is just...
Do you notice that too? It looks like his head's moving, like it's tweaking a little bit too fast while he's doing that. So it's like he's playing guitar like slowly and then speeding it up to make it look like he's playing that fast. But he points this out right there.
Play the last part to show that he's not actually playing what we're hearing. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, so I spot everything, even slightly out of sequence vibrato, because that's always a giveaway. And another thing that's a giveaway are bends. So when we get to this last section, what I want you to do is watch Ken's hand and listen, because when Ken moves his hand, the note he's playing continues to ring out. Have a listen. I've also decreased it by 50% speed. So there, he's made a whole shift with his hand, but the bend continues.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Like that. So, what I'm saying
And
is
didn't I call it? I was saying he's like Corey Feldman playing guitar. It looked like that. He's just like mashing his fingers all around really fast to make it look like he's shredding a guitar. So I just have one more video out of here where he proves that this guy's not playing guitar. Because this is another video that I was watching, Ken, where he's proving that he can play the guitar. And I was like, that doesn't look real either. And thank you to Phil from Wings of Pegasus for pointing this out.
When you're not honest in the first place, it's just going to snowball. So you're potentially going to have to start removing loads of videos if someone like me goes through it and can point out when stuff isn't actually happening. Watch this. There, we have this. And this is another thing about Ken's vibrato. You can hear, it's quite wide all the time, and sometimes he kind of goes into this, which won't give you any kind of dramatic vibrato. But anyway, this, he kind of bends his finger, and you can see quite clearly, again, he's left the string, but miraculously, somehow with, I don't know, maybe a ghost is fretting the note.
Yeah, that's so obvious. The note's so plain. He's moving, chipping his hand
in
out.
slow motion. Even though at full speed, you can still see that he's not on that note. And even worse, he goes, there's a bend. So he's not playing this solo.
Well, this guy's a fucking phony. I think this
big fat
Ken Tamplin guy's a big fat phony right now. He's been figured out. That's hilarious. This guy is selling these vocal lessons for all this money, and he's just like, look, I'm a hotshot guitarist, but I taught myself how to sing. He's like, I don't know if you can do either of these things now. He can definitely play guitar. I'm watching his technique. He knows how to play guitar. But he's not playing the guitar on these videos where he's trying to prove he plays guitar.
Yeah, it's laziness. It's a shortcut to making a video. I'm just going to play along with something I already played and do a bad job of it. But I'm not saying he can sing. Maybe he can play that, but he's certainly not playing it there.
We got to start doing that at Isotope shows. I'm always playing live, which is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking about getting cardboard cutouts for a while.
That's true. That is true. That is in the budget next year. Just get cardboard cutouts.
Who are these podcasts?